shortage of quality housing. There's a shortage of good jobs. I talked to a student the other day who said, I'm going to spend several hours every week in the library researching scholarships. That came after a conversation where I shared that there are hundreds and hundreds of scholarships. But you got to search them out to find them. And so there's a lot of scholarships, but there's a shortage of the knowledge. There's scholarships for short people. There's scholarships for tall people. There's scholarships for the blind. There's scholarships for the retarded. There's scholarships for those that were in the war. There's scholarships for those that never went to war. There's scholarships for those that are athletic. And there's scholarships for those that can't chew gum and walk at the same time. Whatever your category, there's a scholarship, but you're going to have to take some time. Find out what scholarship fits you. Can I tell you what there's a shortage of? Role models. And Barkley said, quit calling me a role model. I was just a basketball player. I'm just a sportscaster. Tiger Woods said, I'm not trying to be nobody's role model. I just play golf and make my money. I'm not trying to be a role model. Ali said, I tried not to be one, but I couldn't help it. There's not enough examples. There's not enough characters for us to look after. If you've got somebody in your life, can y'all hear me? Let me just preach like this. If you have somebody in your life that you admire, that you respect, that you think has it going on, that you think has arrived at a point of endurance, that has been through something but has come through something. If you know somebody who you believe has real character, who's got real intelligence, if you know somebody who you really believe, can y'all hear me, is walking with God, you ought to be glad about that. Mark the perfect man, and behold, I ain't got no head. When you say everybody needs someone to look up to, never found anyone to fulfill my need, a lonely place to be. So I decided long ago rather to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest. You need somebody greater than you to love. You need somebody greater than the one you found in yourself. It's good to find in yourself, but you need to find somebody that you believe has their life in order. If you got somebody like that, you ought to thank God. Maybe it's your mother, maybe it's your father, maybe it's your sister, maybe it's your brother. That's all. Say, go ahead and preach. Maybe it's your boss, maybe it's the person you work for, maybe it's your neighbor, maybe it's your nephew, maybe it's your granny, maybe it's your teammate, maybe it's your professor, maybe it's your lawyer, maybe it's your doctor, maybe it's your pastor, maybe it's your teacher, but find somebody that's walking like Jesus. I'll tell you what else there's a shortage of. Somebody say, I want to know. Shortage of kindness. Until some people have given up on it. And that's why I got about 4 things I want to tell you that you got to not confuse with kindness. And one is mirage. Somebody say mirage. Kindness is not a figment of your imagination. Y'all help me finish my little message today. When you wait for somebody to tell them, don't give up on kindness. Don't give up on kindness. After all the setups that you've had, after all of the fairy tales, after all of the setups, after all the times you've been swung around, after all the times you thought you were right and found out you were wrong, out of all the times you've been disappointed, and everybody in here has had some of that. where you have been faced with utter unkindness. And David said in Psalm 116:11, I said in my haste, all men are liars. I gave up on everybody because I had so many false supporters. I thought Saul was my friend. He tried to stab me to death. I thought my brothers were my friend, and they ran me off of the battlefield. I thought my father was going to be kind, and he forgot me when Samuel came to my house. And he even forgot he had a baby boy out in the field. I thought I was engaged to get married to my first wife. And Saul said I could have her, and on my way to the wedding, found out she'd already been married off to somebody else. You can get to the place where you believe kindness is a joke. It's not real. It's like the horn in the middle of the face of the unicorn. It just doesn't exist. It's the tooth fairy. You get into a place where you believe it's just the pot at the end of the rainbow. It's just a word of poetry. It's a make-believe concept. It's just, as Mark said, the opiate of the masses. But there is such a thing as kindness. It's not just a magic wand. It's not a fairy tale. It's not just hocus pocus. And David said, where is somebody from the house of Saul that I may show unto him the kindness of God? Can somebody help me say kindness is real? Kindness is real. I will admit there's a shortage of it. I will admit it's not in vast abundance. I will admit sometimes you don't find it where you hope to find it. Am I preaching, y'all? I will admit sometimes you get painfully disappointed. But as long as you don't give up on God, don't give up on kindness. Because the kindness of God, Saul's son Jonathan said, is forever. I want that kindness to last as long as I live. But the text said, even when I die, the kindness of God will continue in the house of Saul. It is forever. Somebody say, it is forever. Get your hand and say, yeah.